WJBW is made possible by sausage. Stick one in your mouth.
I hear a little bit of feedback in the mic.
These charges are not mine.
Today's episode of the Jb WeBB Show is sponsored by Ashtray.
Maybe embellishing. All right, I'm walking down the street now. I'm walking live here on the street. I'm going to see who I can find.
I need to hear the tambourine.
Do you want me to do the Jb WeBB Show? Oh, I spit on you.
You are not part of the conversation.
Do you? Do you really?
Thank you for holding, Jamie.
I'm listening.
Thank you for holding, Jamie.
Definitely a day job I don't complain about.
Gotta find out what's going on, what you're doing, what you're intending to do.
Love Shack, baby!
Juggernaut of rock action.
My baby understands that cigarettes are dangerous. The child reads avidly, backwards, in every language.
WJBW.
The electronics is so predominant that people would really prefer that.
Welcome back. Wow. Welcome back. We have so many people in the studio. WJBWnetworks.com. That's our production. That's our joint. That's what we do. We do every week.
That's where we at.
And we got Jerry Johnson, the Reverend, over there.
What up?
Welcome. He's in studio. And a special guest here. Oh, that was not what we said, the clapping.
Yeah,
okay.
thanks for
there we go.
having me.
Miss Jalicious over there.
Jalicious.
How you doing? And in studio, watching all the pre-show shenanigans. We thought he was going to come later, but he's here early, which is badass.
Awesome.
The one and only legendary Mr. Brian Chodorcoff, and we thank you, sir. We thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
It's awesome. It's awesome. I know we've been talking for a little while about getting you in here, and it was a perfect storm with the event you have coming up out at Will's Pub. I think it's the 18th.
Absolutely.
And
December
Jimmy,
18th.
7th annual Jimi Hendrix tribute out there. A lot of great musicians, yourself included, will be out there. It's an exciting event. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. But first, we want to give you the honor, the highest honor that we have here, with exception of Local Legend Supreme, which has gone to Jim Phillips. He's the only one who has received that honor. But Local Legend is the title that we bestow upon people that have been busting their ass in Orlando and abroad for 20 plus years.
Mainly Orlando, though.
I've been called a lot of things, but...
mainly Orlando.
Now you're legend.
Now
and it doesn't
local
mean,
legend.
It doesn't mean old.
This doesn't go national, buddy. Just kidding. Just kidding.
It doesn't leave this
One
room.
day,
this room.
it
once
will.
Once we have it all
today,
set.
we're taking baby steps, but you know, Brian is on.
Yeah.
I mean, he is definitely
it's
a legend.
great. I'm happy to have you.
He's not just local.
What do you say? You guys, you want a little time to get acclimated? You want to hear a little music? I got a little bit of Anthony Cole's Peak Level Indicator side project here.
Anything, Anthony.
Is Brian part of that?
Anything, Anthony Cole. No. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Before we kick off the interview, let's get ourselves situated here. Make sure that we're all nice and tight. We appreciate you joining us. It's 407-379-9529. You can call in if you got a question. Try to save that for after 7:30. You can always chat live on Spreaker. There's a whole chat room set up for you. All you got to do is log in and start hitting your keyboards. Keys like their words and tongues and mouth and teeth and all that great stuff. And we're going to do it, Arnold. Just relax. It's okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get a little bit of music and get things straight. And I am Jb WeBB at Radio JB WeBB on the Twit box.
I'm Jerry Johnson.
And he has...
I'm the Reverend. That's
do you have a Twitter, Jill?
Delicious.
Did
Delicious.
you turn her down?
No, I did not, actually. She's all the way up. Talk into the mic.
TW Delicious _TWP.
All right, there we go. That's glorious.
All right.
All right, temporarily on that little mic.
Yeah.
A little bit of Peak Level Indicator. Again, a side project of Mr. Anthony Cole. Enjoy this. We'll be right back with a Local Legend interview with the one and only Brian Chodorcoff.
Brian Chodorcoff.
Joining Bubbaloo's Bodacious Barbecue, Orlando's favorite since 1986. Bubbaloo's Bodacious Barbecue has been recognized by USA Today, the New York Times, and the Food Network. Bubbaloo's Bodacious Barbecue. Get some of this stuff in your face.
Bubbaloo's Bodacious Barbecue. It's delicious.
Oh, welcome back. It is delicious, Bubbaloo's Barbecue. And when the Orlando Sentinel does the voting, I need you very badly to vote for Bubbaloo's, bubbaloo's.com. This 2016 is going to be 30 years. They've been that little Lee Road joint with Boo there as our primary sponsor. We thank you so much. And we want to encourage you when that voting starts, which it will soon.
I love
Orlando
to
Sentinel.
Yeah.
Go to Bubbaloo's.
You go there, ask for Lindsay.
Go anywhere
and have
else,
her get you the biggest
and then vote
pickle
Bubbaloo's.
in the jar. They have the best
All the
pickles
hot
there.
pickles in the jar. That
the
is
biggest pickles.
It's a secret.
Sometimes you have to dig for the biggest one.
Hey,
Okay.
can we stop talking over each other? Because I didn't hear anything either one of you motherfuckers said right now.
You guys are fucking getting worse by the episode.
One person at a time.
Okay.
Always.
Yeah.
That's the rule. That's the rule.
Okay.
I'm done. Go ahead.
Okay. Are you done? Are you sure?
I'm done. Jill? Hey.
sure.
Let's talk about who we got in the studio right here with us.
Just wait 1 second. You
Hey
forgot
now.
everything.
All
We
right.
are WJBW, the Reverend and Jillicious in studio joining. So there's a little bit of awkwardness, but the cool
Not at
thing
all.
is that we actually have a great guy in studio that's very talented, and I've been talking to him for a long time, for years. Hey, I think it's been years, hasn't it? Like I've been trying to reach out to you. I think it's been years.
I think I was on the road the last couple of times, and then just time.
Into the mic a little more, Brian.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Sorry, I'm
Yeah,
hard of
that's
hearing,
right.
so
Get
I
all
tend
up
to
in
talk
there.
soft.
Oh, okay, perfect.
There we go.
There you go. So we have Mr. Brian Chodorcoff in studio. Thank you. A little later, we're going to talk about the Jimi Hendrix tribute, Will's Pub, December 18th,
Food
and
drive.
then there's a food drive for Fern Creek Elementary pantry store or school. You
Yep.
know, their whole pantry
Yeah,
there.
I've talked to
food
them. They
pantry.
gotta fix
we're
that
gonna
tongue
talk.
twister.
We're going to talk about that a little bit, and then Brian's actually going to plug into the board, I think, and give us a little guitar, which is going to be
yeah,
remarkable.
dude.
We'll go into breaking news badly, and then probably a little after hours show because we're already behind. We get a little behind. It's not so bad.
Always ish.
Just try to get a little behind. All right, so Shucky, you got it? Okay, he's got it over there. All right, ready?
Shark, you got it?
Local legend interview with Brian Chodorcoff. I like the New England Chodorcoffs better than the Manhattan Chodorcoffs.
You're an idiot.
So stupid.
Brian Chodorcoff of many famed Orlando bands is in studio with us. We're going to dive deep into his musical origins. We're going to find out about all of his philanthropic efforts he's doing to help young children in local schools. And he does that with music, and he does everything with music, I think. So we're so honored and privileged and very happy to have him in studio, the one and only Mr. Brian Chodorcoff, buddy. Welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
It's an honor to be here.
Man, it's an honor to be here in the same room with you as well, Brian. Thanks again for being here.
That's the big thing. That's the big thing. You've been in.
It is a big thing.
Well, I want to think about this. How many bands have you been in? Number one, if you can count them. All right.
That's a very difficult question.
Let's stew on that one, okay? Because the first thing we always like to do with people is find out about their musical origins. Okay. I love to find out if you had inclinations towards music, or you kind of were forced to pick it up. You disciplined yourself to learn it. How did you first get
wanna go
involved?
back to the womb.
Yeah, I want to go back to, did you do the hippie festival,
Fourth grade.
Born at Woodstock?
Wow, that would have been nice.
No, you were. All right, make sure you get all up in that mic,
sorry.
sir. There you go.
Yeah,
Now,
there
I just
we
want
go.
you nice and juicy there.
We want to
There
hear
you-
these
There it
stories,
is.
Brian.
Yes,
We want to hear
there
you.
are. There
I'm hard
you
of
are.
hearing.
Perfect.
There you are.
There it is.
It's not,
That's crazy.
We're
You're
all hard
like
of hearing.
Beethoven. You're hard of hearing.
Well, I create, unlike
That's
Beethoven, I
interesting.
created
Oh,
my
that's
hard of
okay.
hearing.
Well, we'll leave that one alone. But
Yeah.
so peel us all the way back as far as you can go. I mean, as far as your involvement with music, I am fascinated by
Really?
different people.
Fourth grade. Goes-
Really? Okay.
It was
Like band?
No, nothing like that. It was you need to do some things after school, and so you want to do this?
Extracurricular?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so for about a year, I did it because it was something I did after school.
Okay.
Sixth
Okay.
grade,
Guitar exclusively?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
guitar
Okay.
right away. And about 6th grade, the cassettes started to roll in, rock
Okay.
and roll music.
Yeah.
And then I discovered the penny thing
On your
where you
Walkman.
get like 11 cassette
Oh,
tapes.
right.
So
The-
my collection
what was that,
and-
Columbia House or
and ripping
something?
off ripping off the Columbia
That's a
House
funny-
people
yeah.
began then. Can't
funny.
believe how many times they welcome you back after you
Right.
don't pay them.
You're able to.
I gave you the penny, but
Dog's name.
that was what it was, though. 6th grade, I started getting into music. The summer of
Okay.
6th grade to 7th grade, I know probably my folks probably didn't love it, but I up until then had played every sport. I dropped every sport.
Okay.
My
You
hair
played,
grew long.
and then you
I
dropped the
started
sports.
smoking cigarettes, and
Okay.
I was
All
playing
right.
guitar
Uh-oh.
4 hours a day.
Together.
I was just in love with the thing, and it occupied all my time, to be honest with you. And so, I wasn't getting in trouble. I wasn't
Yeah.
doing like stupid things yet.
You were just of the look.
That's
of
where
trouble.
it began.
Okay.
That's really where it started. And then, so the next few years, I always knew. I was lucky enough to have a teacher that I try and be just like him. He's still a mentor. It's the way that he taught was with life lessons. He was a
Okay.
guidance counselor. He taught me a
Nice.
lot about what playing with feeling really meant, and also what jobs were out there. Because what are the odds? What are the
Right.
odds that somebody's going to pick up a guitar and get out there and go make enough money to pay their bills? Really, so he made it real clear
What you're up
what
against.
I was up or what my options were, not
Right.
not against, because I was in love with all of it. And
I
at
like
this
the way you
point,
put that, dude. That's great. It's not what you're up against. It's what you're, might face.
So,
Right?
so in saying that, though, I mean, it kind of helped you overcome challenges. You used it as a bonding tool. It sounds like, which is what the aspect of it that I like, where you're able to actually, code emotions and get them out through music.
Well, then come the next step: playing music with other people.
Okay,
When
that's a good point.
When that happened, it was like, whoa, wait a minute.
So when did that start?
That was like 8th grade.
Okay, you were in like a band. Do you remember your first
yeah,
band
a little
name? What are
bit.
you doing over there, Jerry?
There was these guys that had a thing called
Oh my God.
Switch. Can't believe
came
going
up
this
bug.
far back. This is amazing. They just played at the school things and whatever, and then I played with them. But then, what was it? High school. These kids that were older than me, and
Right.
this was actually a really important period for me, a week for me, because I was intimidated by these guys because they were older than me, and
Okay.
and I could play by then, but I was intimidated by them, and then. So I kind of like probably held back a little bit.
Okay.
And so then the next time the drummer who really knew me was like, man, just be yourself, And so I played, and they turned out they all were kind of looking up to me, even though I was the littlest dude in the room, and
Yeah.
I was terrified of them. Now they're treating me with like respect.
Yeah.
Almost like they were looking up to me. And so that wall of intimidation came down. And in that time, because that guy I was talking about, my mentor, he even said, you're going to be intimidated. There's going to be everybody's better than you, man. Everybody's always going to
Right.
you can't
Don't even
take
try
that.
to-
You got to be a sponge.
Right.
You got to like it.
Right.
And not be
So
scared
that's
of it
smart.
and want to
That's
get
smart.
in there and not run away from it.
Yeah, no bullying, huh?
That's smart. What was the name of the band? Do you remember?
There was a Switch was the 8th
Switch.
grade.
Okay,
They
that's
already
right.
existed.
Okay, you told us that. Yeah.
We don't like girls. We're switching.
No,
Let's
no,
call
no,
ourselves
Switch.
Switch.
And then there was.
But that must have
That
been
was an
80,
experimental
80
phase for him.
something.
Yeah, that's like
Just kidding, Brian. You know I'm kidding.
86.
Okay,
Good
all right.
God.
So that kind of started your foray into working with other people. Developing your skills. Knocking down walls of intimidation.
Next best thing that happened was Chris Fiore, rest his soul, bass player, and Mike Perillo was the.
Okay.
We started to just play together and jam. They were the first cats that I ever got together and made up ideas and riffs.
Okay.
And, we'd have a song, we call it the country tune, and all three of us, growing as young players would use it as an excuse to learn how to play this style. And then
Right.
they'd be like, Brian, write a metal riff. And I'd come up with 2 metal riffs, and then we'd, solo and jam over it. And so we just really God, if we had stuck together, we were ahead of the jam scene thing.
Right,
you know,
right,
it was
right.
really an amazing thing to have for a year, 2 years in high school. They were older than me, so they graduated. So it was when they came home, you know. But until Chris died,
awesome.
it was every time I went home, we would at least get in someone's basement, if
And
not do a gig.
And what was that band name?
Jam Cake.
That's
we opened up Mike's mom's cookbook,
Jam
and
Cake.
and that was
Jam
the idea,
Cake.
and it went right.
yeah.
That was the first page.
Wow. That's a great,
Jam
great
Cake's
name.
so
Well,
delicious.
you should bring that back.
It's a funny name, but it's like
It kind of ties in with
sounds like a
JC. Jam Cake. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
You know,
Okay.
not really,
You're trying to-
but
you're
you know,
getting-
you got Jam Cake, and then you got
that's a quantum.
JC.
Hey,
I don't
Brian.
know.
yeah.
It's so awesome to have you here. I'm excited to. We've obviously crossed paths many years.
Yeah,
hanging
absolutely.
Out back in the day.
Trying to figure out the
We're
start.
both just like, okay, I was at that party.
Yeah,
I heard you.
I knew all those people too.
Definitely, you are a local legend, and the way you play guitar and played with many bands. I have a lot to ask you back in the.
She's got a notepad again. That's
look
that's
out.
good. No, I'm
Brought
not.
notes.
Just like I like to ask you, like being in the Orlando scene for this long, you know, we've seen it grow to where it is to now. Like, what do you think of the changes? How do you think of the scene is turning out?
You know, I love Orlando. I choose to be here. You know, there's other places I could probably work out of and
Make more
and
money.
things like that. But I always say, like, it's the people, not the place necessarily, because there's about a million other places I'd like to take all these people, you guys, every single great aspect of Orlando, and move it to some town in North California or Colorado. That'd be great.
Awesome,
but
definitely,
since that can't happen, then here is this intense. The music scene, since I've been involved in it, you know, I got down here, and the first cats I met were the Gargamel guys through a Full Sail person, and you know, so I wound up meeting some of those guys, and you know, right away, they were the first cats that had a warehouse that had.
Sorry,
you know,
God bless me. Yeah, sorry.
They were like
Right,
rehearsing every day. Their
they
gear
had
was badass.
yeah.
They had porn on the wall.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
awesome. It was rock and roll, and
Yeah.
I had never seen it, and so jumped into it. And for about 8 years, I moved away and kept coming back. And then about 97, 98 forward, I've been here. Because the you know, to answer your question, the music scene it kind of goes in these waves. Right now is a really strong wave, but there's
No doubt.
always
I definitely feel like it's come back a bit.
There-
And I also feel like people that stray from Orlando, they still have their heart in Orlando. And I see a lot of them coming back. And there's so much talent that comes out of here. And it's so great to have like us building it again.
Yeah,
And,
there's just a really creative, really incredibly creative, incredibly talented bunch of people that really are playing for, you know what, you know, who might have judged, but like the right reasons. Like they're
Right,
playing
absolutely.
with their soul, their heart,
Yeah.
and their soul, and they give 1,000,000% in everything, and it's in all genres of it, and it's small. In fact, a buddy who's playing at Lil Indies tonight, Bjorn, a new friend on the road with Kaylee Baker. He stayed at the house the other night. We're talking about that. It's like the people. You wind up meeting these
Right.
people, and next thing you know, you're doing something in that town.
And also, do you not think,
You're
Brian,
shooting at
like,
some
it
food,
comes
and
back
then-
again? How do you feel like the difference is, say, like when you were in My Friend Steve, and and the band got signed, and then you and Ralph got fired right afterwards.
And then,
How do
and
you
then,
feel
and then,
that changed
wait.
with people today looking back, looking at how we really had it?
The order of those events are a little bit different.
Yeah,
That was-
and after this question, we're turning your mic down.
You
for a
can
minute.
cut her mic at any moment,
Yeah,
sir.
no, 'cause-
No, it's a great story, and how everybody's grown from this.
Right,
It's
but
amazing.
you did but you kind of flim-flammed him on the...
Dude, let me-
I don't. I think it's,
all right.
I think it's
Okay.
it's
Before
an
you answer
honorable
this question.
story. I think it's a great story. Because
Okay, listen.
It's
Before
good. It was a good question.
and
Ralph
we're-
Ralph
and
is
this-
honored.
listen.
Could have been asked
Ralph
differently.
is honored, and
Okay.
so Steve has come back and realizes none of that happened. Did people feel that the fame got to their heads And then coming back and realizing what we really had in Orlando
No,
was real.
we weren't concerned.
We realized what it was real.
Okay.
So wait.
We
Let me
weren't
stop.
concerned with any of that.
please don't stop.
To be honest with you, we were concerned with the music. We weren't thinking about fame. I mean, a little bit, maybe some people were, but particularly Ralphie and I were thinking about music, and we're excited that here was an opportunity.
Right.
And then when the opportunity changed, like it always does, it actually opened up doors. That's when I eventually put a couple ideas together that were. That's when I put together the JCs, was out of the ashes of that, and out of the ashes of, we played with every big pop band in the universe, it seemed like, current and old, and, having that experience in my 20s, that was great. Going on to, starting the JCs, that never would have happened had I stuck in the pop band that I wasn't really that into. Not to disrespect Steve. I love Steve, and I love
Steve's great,
writing.
yeah.
He is, absolutely. No disrespect.
But it was on a different trajectory
It
because
changes
of
the path, and it made you everything.
because of
today.
what was coming out of Orlando at the time. It was on a particular trajectory.
Man. It was a pop scene, and pop bands were coming out.
Right, you got Matchbox 20. You've got a number of different the Creed
as
thing.
well as I think it's coming back to a different type of soul, and people have realized
appreciate
we
live
really
music.
have had it this whole time, and it's gotten better. Honestly,
All right.
we've gotten better.
Okay, well,
it's gotten a lot better.
Certainly grown.
And we all know this,
Growing
though,
and
Jill.
evolving is amazing.
You asked the question, then you dump the praise. So I guess that still counts.
It always a praise.
Trying
it never
to
wasn't
make
a
our
praise.
guest feel comfortable
It
here.
was
But
never praise.
let's talk about this for a
Right,
moment.
it never was
Well,
not a praise.
we'll save that
Come on.
for after show.
Oh, okay. There's no after show.
Okay.
And no, you don't have to take your headphones
She's
off.
still
And you don't have
talking
to
to
flick
him.
me off.
Oh,
Come here,
don't
put
flick
your
it.
headphones on.
Okay.
And listen.
All right, Jerry, hold on. The
It's
continuity of the interview is being compromised. So let's
Indeed, it is.
Okay, then let's
Okay,
focus.
here we
Okay, I'm Barbara Walters.
Let's
I'm going to
cut
get
her
him to
mic.
cry here
Cut
in a
her
minute.
mic. Cut her mic.
No,
Cry
no.
first, Brian.
All right, I'm gonna cut that.
Can I
then.
get you to cry?
Hold on. Okay.
All
So
right,
Brian,
there, okay.
here's the point. You've been cut down. Hold on. Just relax. Here's the point. The interesting thing is, again, we kind of jumped.
Look out.
We kind of jumped, a little bit into that. But that, again, I guess it shows your musical ability. And, Orlando back then, before that whole opportunity, and what was that, 96, 7, 95, 6, 7, something like that?
Yeah,
okay.
late 90s.
Yeah, Downtown Jazz and Blues. Now, here's a question I have, because an old-time friend of mine who I haven't seen in a long time, actually, I think brought me over to your house or someone's house or something. It was a party.
I'd
We
like
were
to go
all
over
there.
there one night.
Do you remember Ann Ryman?
I absolutely remember.
Okay.
Ann.
Well, that's where I first met you a long time ago, and didn't really, it never
Anthony.
stuck. This was all, yeah, exactly. We went to this party, and we were all hanging out. And it was Matt Lapham was there.
That
I
was
think
a
I forget
long
who else.
time
Dave
ago.
and Steve, I think, were there. It was a long time ago.
was there.
It was no, you weren't. All right. And nope. Hold on there. Jillo. There's always room for Jillo.
Yeah, we're going to
but
go
not
from
right now.
delicious to Jillo.
Yeah. Well, I
Jill so low, we can't hear her.
Okay, now there goes
kidding.
Jerry.
I'm just
Okay.
kidding.
So, all right. So the point of all that is just simply that I've known about your skills and talents, and kind of really admired what you've done. So to give you this local legend, you're very welcome. To give you this local legend kind of a title is important to me, because I can remember 20 years ago. So moving ahead, we're talking about something that's is his microphone gone? What are you talking about?
No, it's still here.
Oh no,
I
the
can
people that
remember
are
some
able to
moments.
just hold on. I want to move this into open questions for everybody. You can call us in a little bit here, but I want to move this over into kind of how you said, hey, this is Orlando, and I want to grow here, and I want to kind of put down roots or what have you, and the point though is simply that, where did the nurturing of the community come from? The music community. Where did all of that come from?
There was obviously stuff going on before I got here. But when
Right.
I got here, there was a very small scene, a very small amount of places, especially for original musicians. And I feel, honored and lucky to be a part. I remember, and as a lot do, that when Will's didn't have a stage, and they'd bring they put people on the pool table on
Right.
flatboards, and so to see that the
Right.
love and the
growth,
like it actually like it started to gain some respect, and then all of a sudden we were in bands that started to bring people in, and then we were able to do things like benefits to raise money for people that needed help, and then the community really weaved itself, and there's a lot of people, they all know each other. It's a tiny community.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It is.
The whole thing about again, I think I've witnessed you was at Will's Pub when it was Lock Haven, and that's what I want to say. Before all that, that's what it's an empty room and a PA, right? That was kind of how it all started. Empty room and a damn PA. But anyway,
not even a PA.
You go, sometimes.
Yeah, you had to bring that for sure.
Well, sometimes, and flash forward to Will's Lock Haven Pub, right? There was a kid there doing Jimi Hendrix, and he was incredible. And I forget what night it was or how I got to go. I heard about it from one of my friends, but I went there. Is that Machado?
It is. And
that's the same guy?
Here's
wow. Let him explain.
Here's the thing with Marcus.
Great story.
Right? The first that was the thing. It was like all of a sudden you had opportunities in this town where people like me with an idea and a friend like Will were able to like execute things and do things, and it was really cool to be just one of many people that were starting to do things because we had this home, And so, I put together this Jimi Hendrix tribute because whether you know it or not, if you're in a rock band, you owe him something or other.
Yeah, definitely.
And so I put it together, and there's all these great bands like Cow and, a bunch of bands, Shoot Cluj, Shoot in the Day that were really big bands. The place was packed. It was in the front room. There's 200 people. It's completely packed to where it's hard to get a drink, and in walks this like 10 or 11-year-old boy, his little sister, his mom and dad,
right.
and they kind of tugs on me. I heard you're the show guy.
Right.
Can I play a song?
Right.
And
Come on, man,
I
It's all
teach.
Joseph Martin and you. And
I teach
Bono.
and I play. I play guitar in bands and I teach to make ends meet. And so, looking at this little kid, the way he looked at me, it was like, oh, shit, man, this bill is filled.
Yeah.
All these guys worked really hard.
Did you
all right,
know-
get up there, man.
did you know
had
he
no
could play?
clue.
Okay.
No idea. So he gets up there and he starts out with the Star Spangled Banner, and then all of us, all the bands, everybody's like, let this kid play, man. Let him play. And so Marcus played for a half hour, 45
I
minutes.
remember that.
And then I had to get everybody else up on the bill and on the stage. And so, we became friends with Marcus and all that. But then he grew up and he moved away. And now he's in Europe somewhere, really killing it. And he just came back to. He's in Brooklyn right now, and he just won a Rolling Stone magazine award for the next young gun guitarist.
Awesome.
And he just played an album release at the Blue Note.
Okay,
he's really killing it, and he's grown up now, and so we've kept in touch because he calls me Big Bro. He calls
right.
I knew he was coming home to visit. I was like, dude, come play the show, man.
Amazing.
Play with
Amazing.
Anthony Cole and a guy, Dave. I'm sorry, I can't remember your last name because I just met you, but you're going to play bass and myself too with you. And it's so Marcus
awesome.
coming home. That's the story of Marcus. He went out in the world, and I see these pictures of him in Europe.
Didn't
He's
he
playing
get some
to 10,000
Rolling
people.
Stone fame?
He
of
just
best-
told you that.
Yeah.
He just told you that in the story.
Yeah.
He won the award.
Yeah. So he definitely won the award for that.
And
If
to
you're
have
listening-
him, man, is like it's insane because
There you go.
now he's all grown up with the world. There's a thing when you're a kid who can play guitar. It's like when you bend a note, it doesn't have that feel, that meaning. And now when you grow up and you understand what that bend is, that moan, that hurt or that happiness, whatever it's really giving you, Marcus has that under his belt too. So I can't wait to hear him.
So let me ask you this, Brian,
There you
because I know what you're doing today. I mean, not only are you performing, all the time at some of the best venues and some of the best performances, but you're also teaching the children today. And like you said just a moment ago, how you saw this kid tugging on you. And is this kind of what inspired you to teach kids today? Because I know you are amazing.
I was already teaching by then. But
Were you already doing that by then?
I was teaching
that's
real little kids when I was in high school.
Okay.
at the music store down the street from the high school. But then, so I guess that's where it started, you know?
Right.
As I got older and in life, and you need to make money.
Yeah.
I wound up in a situation where, again, another chapter. I wound up working at Dr. Music. Ralph Amaduri, Jack Sterling, Kevin Stevers, all these people worked there. Doc.
That's how you guys were kind of making ends meet.
Yeah.
Right?
So I meet them. So I meet these guys, and I'm teaching. And then, long story short, I leave that place, and I started home teaching, giving less driving to people's houses like my teacher.
Right.
And I love it. If I was a millionaire, I would still teach. If I was a billionaire, I would still teach. I might
awesome.
show up in a helicopter buzz, but I will be there because all I am is a light for a room. I give you the chords, Beethoven, Metallica, the Beatles. It's the same E chord. It's how you want to paint the room. So I'm supposed to do that. So
Right, definitely, I wanted to ask you.
That's
quick,
awesome, man. That is awesome.
Your musical influences growing up.
Wow.
Let me ask you, like Clapton, Jimmy Page.
Yeah,
Tell me about like Jeff Beck.
You're right on the money. I was definitely those three. They were like the classic guitar heroes still, and I definitely became a school of that. And it was because of those guys and those records that got into blues and soul music, because they were covering that occasionally. You look on a Led Zeppelin record and you see Willie Dixon's name, like, who's that guy?
Yeah.
Fast forward many years later, my wife, who's now my wife, we did
Brittany.
a show called
I love me some
20th
Brittany.
Century. Me too.
Yeah, I
20th
know.
century. Early blues, 20th century. A big show for it, and she painted like 50. Sketched with charcoal, actually. 50 of these blues cats, and Terry Binion, Jeff Shumore, Jim O'Rourke, maybe Thomas might have been on it. I don't even remember at this point.
Right.
But everybody came and played deep blues. It was amazing.
It's awesome.
Nice. That's
That's
awesome.
cool.
So it was like
That's a glorious thing.
class 60s and 70s, like
That's
just
what
classic
your big
rock.
influence is.
Yeah,
Is
well-
that really what that was your ear? And did you try and mimic what you were hearing?
Talk into the.
Or did you? Is that what inspired you?
Probably one of the best things
into?
that'll happen to any player is when you can play with your ear and play what you're listening to. And that when I was like a pretty young teenager was able to do was to jam along with records and learn parts sometimes, and sometimes just pretend you're the fifth Beatle. You're making up a melody, but it works.
So
you're not allowed in the dressing room. You're not allowed. You can't eat the deli platter. You can't drink a beer, but you're the fifth one.
But definitely,
So wait.
that probably had to make you have visions of when you did play with other people. And help you feel more confident getting on stage with others. And you just feel like, okay,
Over to
I'm gonna
Jerry.
get Eric Clapton in here. Here I
Jerry's
go.
got his hand raised.
Well,
over there.
every now and again, you don't really necessarily think about too much who you're kind of ripping off or
So let me ask you
quoting,
this.
influenced by.
What were you thinking about?
Right.
What were you thinking about when you actually did get to go up on stage with one of your true guitar legend idols? And by that, I mean, I know for a fact that you were up with BB King.
Wow.
Well,
And-
when you say share a stage, I didn't play with them, but I've opened for some serious legends. And
Well, yeah, I was going to say that that's the big thing is that we Sam Rivers, from here. I know you've worked
Absolutely.
in that
Great.
whole
Yes.
area very well,
Totally.
and so
Rest
I guess
his beautiful
to
soul.
keep
He
as
was a
much
good
continuity
friend,
as
too.
we can as far as moving along into your musical history. I appreciate that insight, but let's kind of take a little bit of that and then kind of flip and talk a little about the night out at Will's, December 18th. We're speaking with a local legend himself, Brian Chodorcoff of
That's a big flip-flop.
many various Orlando bands, legendary JCs.
Definitely.
Played with Sam Rivers, right? We've got Little Bomb, my friend Steve. We've got
You
a
never
little.
shared a
so
stage?
Sam, I didn't really play with Sam, but Sam joined the JCs a few times.
okay,
All right.
okay.
Sam was BB's band leader, and when we met and played, when we played with BB King, Sam came and played with us, and he went on BB's bus, and the BB got in, not in trouble. He couldn't get in trouble, but he was on the bus for too long while the band's, vamping a chord waiting for him to come out, and he's up there chatting with Sam Rivers. And I had already said to Sam, I don't want to be corny, man, but if there's any way I can get a picture. And BB walked off I'll never forget, he steps off the bus, points at me. He looks at Sam and like, is this the guy? Points at me, points where I'm supposed to stand, stands next to me, and Dave Siegel from Bootleg Television snapped the picture.
Captured
Eugene's in one of them, and the other one, Gene's walking. He's behind Sam walking. It's really funny.
I've seen these pictures that you talk of, and that's why I was bringing it up. Like, Dave Siegel, he's awesome at catching these awesome moments. And
incredible archive.
Yes, and it's nice to have you in the studio with us, Brian, for sure. I mean, when we talk about local legend, I mean, you're more than a local. I mean, you're a legend. I mean, the people you've worked with, and
you guys are way too kind.
Well, I'm not trying to be kind. I'm just trying to, speak the truth.
They
Brian.
stopped. Oh, they stopped. They're like, awesome. Oh, not awesome. Totally awesome. No, and I agree. We do tend to fawn over the guests here because that's again our style. We want to make people realize how great Orlando is, and sometimes when you're too far away from something or too close to something, you don't see it right. So when you get the right perspective, you can kind of get a little bit deeper. And I appreciate you coming in here. You're a great guy. You're a personality, and we have a little bit of music that we can cut,
Let's take a little break.
away to. Is that what you want to do?
Is
that the consensus?
Let's take a little break,
really
please.
Everyone wants to take a break.
Everyone wants a break.
Everyone wants a break.
Taking a break.
Okay. Well, we'll be back. All right, then we'll be back with a continued conversation with Mr. Brian Chodorcoff about. We're going to flip over into. And talk about the Jimi Hendrix tribute. It's the 7th annual event, December 18th, out there, and food drive. Thank you very much. And I had a question about that. Can people bring 20 cans of food and get what is it? What would that be?
That's the funny thing. You don't get the discount
drinks?
that way.
Can you get like a drink poster combo if you bring 8?
Close to anything I do is attached to helping Fern Creek Elementary School because it's right in the neighborhoods I've lived for since I've been here on and off, and it's still in. And when I found out that the kids are bussed in from Pine Hills and other places, and they're hungry, and they're not eating 3 meals a day, and they're not somehow it just really struck a nerve that we're right down the block. Will's is right down the block, and what can we do?
Right.
Come into Will's, kids.
No.
Pull up a stool.
Not what he's saying. He's saying
belly up to the bar, kids. We're going to teach you nice.
They're accepting canned
it started
donations.
with I called Will and said, "Man,
get these kids out of here."
I'll buy a case of PBR, man. If somebody comes in and gives you a can of food, will you give them a PBR? So he said, well, maybe. And then he came up with a much better idea. Long story short, we came up with the Fern Creek food pantry, Fern Creek Elementary School food pantry program.
Oh my goodness,
that's what they call it.
That's a great.
I need to work on that shit.
Shoo.
Come up with the acronym. What is it? Food pantry.
Shoo.
Okay.
Shoo.
Okay. Shoo.
So now almost everything I do has that. Any bigger shows, I guess. We just had the Bob Dylan. It's always
you add.
So you get a either a drink ticket or a which is probably like a shitty beer.
Is it a badass laminated poster you gave me?
It's the same
I want you to
poster,
sign
not
it.
laminated.
Oh, okay. Wait, can you sign a laminated poster?
I think so.
We'll figure out the physics. I got a Sharpie over there. All right. Well, anyway.
I got something for you to autograph.
I appreciate... All right, Jill, I'm going to turn you back down. No, I'm just kidding. So I appreciate you being here, Brian. Hang tight.
You guys.
Thank you so much. We're going to come back and talk about this event. We've been speaking with a freshly dubbed local legend, Mr. Brian Chodorcoff. We're going to give you a little bit of Last Electric Rodeo and then pop on back, right? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, we're going to pop on back.
Okay.
And we're going to hear some music from Brian.
Thanks for... and then we're going to
plug
plug
it. That.
We're going to plug it in. He's going to plug in, I think.
Plug it in.
What kind of cables?
Plug it in.
We need to know what cables you have. Let's root that out during this break.
That's what she said.
Okay. Enjoy this song. We'll be right back. Or you will.
Beautiful splash. Do the time warp. Atomically splash. Do the Huntington Hop. Atomically splash. Do the Juke Nuke. Atomically splash. Do the Fishy Fandango. Atomically splash.
The number you have dialed has been changed. The new number is... Please note, the new number is...
Roam the rusty track with the paper sack. County ties lead to nowhere. Time and purpose vanish in the air. Motivation lag from a quarterback. Hello, Mr. Fine Day Sunday. Tell myself one day I will lean on you. Though the time conceals the talent, a little voice still whispers go back. Sees the words and sing my story. A metronome that keeps me on track. Tramp that I lost in daylight. A silhouette was more than I knew. No sense of forward or backwards. A passing chance to witness the view. What I confused. I woke to find a far reflection echoing in my direction. So tonight you'll be my saviors, telephones and record players. What if I said today that I can lead the way, living in the present moment, feet beneath, leaning forward. Information gap, pulling off the slack, wishing for a deep connection, breaks the surface, inflection. Though the time conceals the talent, a little voice still whispers go back. Sees the words and sing my story. A metronome that keeps me on track.
WJBW.
The electronics is so predominant that people would really prefer that.
My crib, my cars, my fancy things, my whack ass bling, my Bentley, my Porsche, my accumulated scratch, my Range Rovers, boom boom. Ow! Gimme, 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 my champagne, my fashion designer clothes, Gucci this, Fendi that. Woo! Gimme that, my Louis V sweaters with the hat to match, my Boeing jet, my paradise life, my yacht got a triple deck. Woo! My clothes, my jewels, my money in the bank. Bill Bill Gates, Donald Trump, let me in. My money, 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 money. My cash, my dough, my riches, cheddar, bread, dollars. My gold, my diamond rolls, beamer, Lexus. My chromed out semis, $2,000 and pop. This is why I'm hot. My pool, my VIP, my wood decorated on chrome, candy coated Chevy, my fine wine Bacardi, Ben Frankie, big money, 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 top dollars, cheddar, money, 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 and a white man get paid off for all of that.
WJBW, Orlando, Florida. The first quasi-radio web show.
Wow. Yeah.
All right. Welcome back, JB Webb here in studio with Mr. Brian Chodorcoff, the Reverend over there, and Miss Jillicious. We thank you for joining us.
Here I am, back again.
Oh, what are you speaking of?
I said, speaking of legends.
What are you guys cooking up over there? You guys were doing something, cooking up something. All right. Well, he's got
up some trouble.
Brian's got his guitar.
Don't blow our meth project.
Don't tell me what to do.
Cooking up some trouble.
It's on my muscle.
Yeah.
Here you go. He's got his guitar out. But we're going to talk a little about the Jimi Hendrix tribute. 7th year in a row. It's grown organically.
Not in a row. It was
in a row?
97,
7th.
98, 99.
Okay. Oh, 90.
Then,
I didn't know it started all the way back then.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then when did we pick up again? Just a few years ago.
Yeah, it seems like the last several years it's been
then.
consecutive.
It's been 3. This is the 3rd year.
Okay.
And yeah, absolutely. There's been 3 since we picked it up again, and it's it may not go forever. I'm not by any means like the biggest Jimmy person in the universe. It was something that
you're fostering it,
and it is very important to me. I don't want anyone to accuse me of not being the right cat for it. I truly love Jimmy, and I think that honoring him sort of is like this little kind of ticket to like, yeah, man, thanks for that stuff that you gave us.
Yeah.
It's like, here's a way. And also, I'll be honest with you, it's now my secret way to get all the people that I love in the same room, at the same place, at that time of year.
It's no longer a secret.
It's an excuse to throw a Christmas party, and awesome. More important than anything is that it does raise money for those kids at Fern Creek who need it.
And you can bring canned good donations.
And you get a free poster or drink, beer ticket after 3 or 4 cans. And
let's talk about that poster for a minute, because the poster, I don't know if you haven't seen it. It's on Facebook, and it was done by a mutual friend of ours.
Mm-hmm. Benjamin Ensfelder.
Yeah, and who is a most amazing, talented
artist. Was in a band
artist
around here called Bathhouse Secrets many years ago.
There you go.
Jerry knows about that.
Of course, and that's why I'm bringing this up. But if you look at the poster, which is right there in front of us, which Brian actually brought a laminated one in for you.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm keeping it. You took my Jessica Pauly poster, by the way.
So, in any event, the poster alone, I mean, it's just there's so much talent that's going to be on. It's.
I'll be honest with you, man. Ben is part of a long line now.
Yeah,
Scramble was one of the artists.
Dala. Brett.
No, my wife and Scramble.
Definitely your wife.
She 2 years ago she did a bunch of posters for it. The event, the main poster for it. And hi, baby, if you're listening.
Oh, Brittany.
Hi, Brittany.
Brittany's awesome. And her artwork is amazing as well.
Which hangs and is for sale in the Smiling Bison. Anything that is music
I
related.
Love that. Second week in a row, Smiling Bison has come up.
Right.
They're a great place. Played there Saturday.
Definitely want her to hang her stuff at Twist Hair Studio.
Oh, another opportunity.
Yes,
there you go.
Yes, we love that we hang local artists. So I need to get
Edgewater.
Kristen
She's
in.
off of Edgewater.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Kristen, if you are listening, you got to call me.
It's not Kristen. Her name's Brittany.
Oh my God.
So,
Brittany,
anyways,
if you're answering to Kristen today, listen to Janet when she tells. All right.
So,
what were you doing? Where were we going with all this?
We were going.
Bring canned goods. That's what
bring canned goods. That's what it's really about. Is bring canned goods to the event. And you know what? The truth is, like anything, like Will has been so gracious and important to it too, to get everybody
kind of rally around it.
To rally around it. Last year we did a thing called Classic Country Covers, and we weren't really bragging about it too much, but Will was donating a lot of money. And that money was coming from beer sponsors and
himself as well.
Yeah,
coming right out of his pocket.
We were able to give Fern Creek some cold hard cash and a check that worked. And,
a check that worked.
And a check that cleared.
I'm regularly, because of the Bison does it and Will's does it.
Okay, that's fantastic.
Brings the cans, and sometimes it's like, shopping carts full. Last year's Hendrix thing, it was ridiculous how much food, and that every note worth all of that,
So, and this is a glorious cause, and that's also, too, why I said, hey, let's get in here and not only do the local legend interview, but also talk about this great event that you're doing that is, again, the fuel behind why we want to do the local legend interview. It is basically Orlando's indie kind of forefathers being real philanthropic and doing the best they can to, support the local community, a real establishment, a school for kids, a public school.
You nailed something there, man. The reason that I stay here is, partially that we stay here is that, that when something bad happens, the town comes together. Right. Or when something needs something, the town comes together. And I've never been a part of, let alone seen anything like it, really. And it's pretty an amazing thing to be a part of, to be able to raise money for people who need it, to be able to know that food was important, It's no
doubt.
It is important.
It
and that's
warms
the thing that makes
it warms
Orlando.
our hearts, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to help.
Yep.
So,
and Orlando does that so beautifully.
We definitely do. At the end of the day, we all come together.
Well, here's an interesting thing, too, because I had a Facebook post that kind of corroborated, Orlando's music community is real strong, but the art community, I think, is going through some stuff. I think they're going through puberty or something. I'm not sure. But that's without question, because Orlando is a great mecca for artists, musicians, creative people to come. And I encourage every one of you to go out to this event. Now, you're going to see Mr. Anthony Cole, Mr. Bobby Koelble, right? Jeff Nolan, okay, and who else? Give me the other players. Roland Simmons,
Machado, myself,
Marcus Machado, who we just heard the story about.
Yep.
Okay,
and James Kilgallen, who is Jimmy Kills, and James was another from DeLand child prodigy kid. He's now in his 20s, so, fancy guitar playing don't mean that much in your 20s, but he's an amazing writer, amazing player, and it's really beautiful to have him on the bill, too, because he's been playing around here since he's, 10 also, and he's, a ridiculously good player. And so James now growing up a lot, too, being on the bill is I'm really excited this year because there's Marcus and James representing the youth growing up, and then the veterans. Last year Nolan playing the guitars on the floor, he's playing it with a beer can. I mean, it's glorious, and then Bobby gets up there, and Jim, you could feel Jimi Hendrix man, that's what it's supposed to sound
like.
My friend Perigo
so are you.
Does a great Jimi Hendrix tribute. He did it at Orlando Calling, but at the end he lights it on fire. So he paints him live and then lights it on fire.
Oh, we need to see some fire and some sparklers.
Introduce you to that guy.
So maybe we get
well, there's also a
sparklers
surprise
on
in
their
the
guitar.
middle. Hopefully there'll be sparklers because that always always helps. But there'll be a Star Spangled Banner rendition.
Okay. Yeah. Stop distracting.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Stop distracting him,
hey,
Jerry.
I'm just. I have to take a break here.
I don't know what that means.
5 minutes.
Okay. Well, we're going to play a song. We're going to get him plugged in.
Yeah, that's what
we're going to do.
So we're going to play. Now listen. Let me
talk
here because
talk.
I'm going to play.
You talk.
We came out of some Pilot Wave before that. Last Electric Rodeo. And then now we're going to go back into some more Pilot Wave, and we're playing them because they're actually at Will's on Thursday night. So Pilot Wave, Berto, a few other great bands are out there. That's Thursday night, Will's Pub. So again, we're speaking with Brian Chodorcoff, and we're going to let him plug into the board here, and we're going to get some fresh electric guitar music mode, and then... you need more than 4 or 5 minutes, or how much do you need?
No, that's all we need.
Okay. Yeah.
5 minutes.
Jerry just needs a.
So the point of all that was
Jerry doesn't need long at all. He doesn't need long at all.
Okay.
If you want me to produce the show right,
He doesn't need long.
all right. You know what I'm saying?
That's what she said.
of toxic waste fell down on her from outer space. Now she glows like a radar moon. She'll live forever, I'll be dead soon. Oh, my radioactive cow.
glorious, so glorious. We're gonna leave you in the very capable hands of Mr. Brian Chodorcoff. You want the audio mic on? You want to talk or say anything about what you're gonna play? Hold on.
I'm just gonna, play a little bit of Little Wing in light of what's going on December 18th, the food drive. The that is the event that got it. Got me here tonight, and so it's the biggest thing that I can stress is food drive.
Yeah,
I sound like a broken record, but I always want that to be.
Bring it. Hold on.
The
exactly.
reason.
So exactly the point. You bring 4 cans, you get a drink, you get a beer.
You can get your
or
choice,
a poster, right?
of
a poster's
either this
definitely
year,
worth it.
and again, all the
Artwork
artists. My beautiful wife Brittany's former posters, Scramble's former posters,
Yeah.
Ben Ensfelder, who really should
Did
talk
this
about
one.
Ben. He's a real brilliant artist,
Great
based out
work
of New
on
York
this.
now, from here. And the originals for sale. You got to private message them out there in Facebook land, But yeah, so I'll play a little bit of Little Wing for you.
Okay, all right, cool. So
I don't sing, so
we're
it's
gonna
just
cut-
going to be
yeah, we're
a
gonna cut
sample
down-
of.
Cut down on the mics. Give us a little bit of what you got. This is Mr. Brian Chodorcoff on WJBW Networks. We appreciate it. That was remarkable. Remarkable.
Brian.
That was-
Amazing.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. That was remarkable.
Such beautiful music.
Okay, there you go. One and two.
That
One
would
and two.
be great if I could tell you that,
Okay,
Brian.
3 and 4.
God,
Hold on.
that was great.
I have all these
Brian.
channels I need to monitor. Hold on, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's got the guitar going. Yeah, that's great.
Oh,
You
we'll
can
just keep it here now.
keep
why
it-
not?
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I love it. So,
You
yeah.
sure-
So he could do a little song a little later. He could do whatever he
Yeah,
wants.
you
I
sure you
told
wanna
him.
take a little
He's
break?
got free. He's got total
you know.
free reign, and we'll go to the end of the show.
yeah.
You know,
Hey.
we'll do whatever you want.
Whatever
you
he
want
wants.
to do.
It's what he
Whatever you
wants.
want to do.
You can do whatever you want to do.
If you want to call and endorse Brian, you want to call and ask us
Hey.
a question, excuse me,
Just
a question.
About
you can
how-
do that. It's 407-379-9529. We're going to open up everything, the phone lines. The text line has been open. It is 407-906-9328. So you can always text us if you'd like to text us something and you're shy to talk on the telephone and you're too afraid to talk on the telephone. You're a little shy and you want to text us.
Yeah.
You can do that, baby. You can do
You
it.
want to
All right.
text.
You can do
You
it.
put that shit in there.
So
you push those buttons.
So
and you-
with
those
everything
letters.
going on, right? This event, it's incredible to see, you know, how the community comes together. And like, you know, he was saying that Brian was saying that there's, you know, a certain element of this. Everybody works together. You know, everybody works together and makes it happen. And everybody kind of, you know, and the
There's
Ralph
a lot
Fest,
of people involved.
Well, the
that
Ralph
make that.
the Ralph Fest thing is a beautiful example. That's like the pin,
100%.
the number one top example of that.
Yeah. Cheers
How-
to Jeff Sweat,
how-
the organizer and
Exactly.
promoter
Jeff
of
Sweat.
that, because it is, you know, he pulled that together so brilliantly at such an insanely impossible, difficult time to even express. You know,
Right.
It's
I've been
always
in bands
emotional.
with Ralph for 15 plus years, and on the road with him for at least a decade of that. And
Wow.
you know, he's a brother,
And
so
always will be. And what a great way to honor him.
the Ralph Fests are, you know, he was about music and a good time, and he was one of the most beautiful people you'll ever know, and those Ralph Fests are a testament to that for sure.
And he'd be right here with us today.
Indeed, it is. Brian,
He'd be making fun of me for doing a Hendrix tribute.
See, I told you. You gotta know your audience,
Always gotta have
Jerry.
your
He would be, yeah. He'd
Mad
be.
respect.
Like I said, he'd be making fun of me too. Like I said a long time ago. Anyway, point being.
we could poke fun at him.
Point being,
What is
the
the point?
event?
Yeah.
It's December 18th, right? It's out
There
at
you go.
Will's
December
Pub,
18th at
okay?
Will's.
And it's a Jimi
And,
Hendrix tribute. You will not be disappointed.
Here's a big thing too, man. DJ BMF is right
Yeah.
next door, and
Oh,
he's
yeah.
doing a 60s rock inspired set. And I don't know if you've ever heard this guy spin. He was at, you know, I'm biased because he was at our wedding, but he's brilliant. He's the life of whatever room that he's in.
So, wow.
Yeah,
So
he-
that's two amazing
he really is.
shows going on
When BMF
right
goes
next
on,
door.
So he'll be at Indies on December 18th also,
wow.
because it hopefully it'll be busy. You know, I hope everybody comes
Why
out.
wouldn't it be?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. I'm sure it will.
It'll definitely be a busy
That's gonna
night.
be a night. Definitely looking
So,
forward to that.
Turn her up. Don't let her think she's talking and she's not. Okay.
Well,
It's-
you know,
there you go.
we need-
They'll leave
we-
everybody's mic up.
You're definitely talking.
You were cut off there. You were cut off. You were
All right.
cut off. He cut you off. She's angry at you.
Oh, there she goes.
Okay. All right.
She left
All right,
again.
Hold on. Don't come. Just come
No.
back. Just relax.
Oh.
Hold on. Just relax. So hold on.
Everybody's all
relax.
right.
Relax.
Everybody's all
All right.
right.
So
She's-
we are hanging out in studio. We're going to do a little bit of a breakaway. Should I break away? Do you think?
Yeah,
We're going to
yeah,
come
let's
back and
break
do
away.
some break. You want to hang out and do the news with us with the guitar? Yeah, he's going to do
Yeah.
it. Oh,
Yeah,
Brian's going to
he's
do
here.
it. All right. Cool. So
He's here till 9 o'clock,
let's do
for
that.
sure.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about ShannonHoltArt.com. Go to ShannonHoltArt.com. She is available for awesome exclusive events like body painting, and different things that go along with those events. So, she can paint sequence. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
ShannonHoltArtwork.com. Go to
She's amazing.
ShannonHoltArt.com. Go there. Check out that website. StreetJelly.com. If you play music and you play online and you play with... Hold on, Jerry. I got a solution for you, but I got to break away.
All right.
Hold on,
All
buddy.
right. Hey.
If you play music, StreetJelly.com. You can go online,
That's where to
minimal
go.
hardware, right, and set up audio, video, and
make money.
go into a community, and they do online busking. Exactly. So they do online busking. That's right. Yeah, you can play your music on the internet highway.
Just like
baby.
Brian's doing right
Just
now.
like those blues right there.
That's right. That's awesome. So,
what was I doing? Oh, so I got to find a song, but I'm talking about sponsors.
Let's talk about some sponsors for a minute, like artarmy.org. Artarmy.org is a big sponsor and a big part of this, and we appreciate everything they do for us. There's no doubt, you know. So it's really nice to have everyone here in the studio tonight. Delicious. Even though she's mad, your mic's on. Your mic's on.
Your mic's on.
Oh,
okay. There you go.
And the other big sponsor, Twist Hair Studio.
Twist Hairs. There we go.
Your appointment booked now for the holidays. Make sure you look good because
there we go.
Got to see that family.
And that's Twist.
Time to get out that Yuletime cheer.
Hey, Delicious.
Get your hair done.
You got a Twitter account?
Delicious_TWP.
Nice. And what's your website? I mean, we all know you're on Facebook.
TwistHairStudio.com.
There we go.
You can look me up. You can look me up on Instagram. Jill Haverty.
Remarkable. Yeah, you want to write us a theme song.
Delicious. We love that you're here, by the way. We do.
And I enjoy being here too.
I know. I really enjoy.
We're gonna put a little twist on this.
There you go. That's what we need.
You always need a girl in here to
here and there. You know,
to balance it out, a little twist it up.
Exactly.
Have a little fun.
We are having fun, are we not?
Down.
Oh, great time.
We are
having a good time.
All right. So twisthairstudio.com. All right.
What'd you do last night?
Delicious.
What'd you do last night? What'd you do? Hey, this isn't good for my business. This is bad for business.
It's like the nature of
What?
Yeah, I'll take the blame. I will take the blame.
You ain't got no shame.
And now,
Really, no more?
breaking
Why?
news badly.
How is that? It adds a lot.
I can give you my board.
Shame, shame, you got no game.
Why isn't my board?
Let's play it, all the shame.
Okay, there you go.
All right.
Just
there we go.
slowly pull that out. All right, welcome back.
That's what she said.
WJBW. We're doing a little breaking news badly. We still have our in-studio guest, so this could
you
go.
need a theme
This
song?
could go many
Do
different
you
ways.
need a theme
I would
song?
love a theme song. Of course, I'm
Oh.
not
Give
going
it
to
to
pass
us,
down a
Brian.
theme
Give it to
song. What are you
us.
talking about? All right, but if we're going to do it, then I got to do a
got
studio. Okay. Oh, he's back. Oh,
There
my
we go.
God, he's
See,
back.
let's see what this adds to your breaking news badly.
Here we go. It's our new theme song, guys.
No, wait, let him think about
You
what it
feeling-
is.
Together,
You're a
the
filler,
three of
too.
us together.
I don't want it in the moment.
There's
Maybe
four of
we
us
should-
here, by the way.
No, but we're the
Maybe we
three.
should,
We're the three best friends that anyone could have.
What about?
I like where your head's at.
All right, let's maybe.
I like where my head's at.
But it's all right.
Oh, see that?
Let him do what he wants to do. How about that?
Let's
How about
all.
that shit? How about that shit?
Let's all do what we want to do.
As long as we all do it one at a time, besides the musical background, it'll be perfect.
You're about to do the news, right? Typewriter?
Can I be in the middle?
Thank you. Typewriter.
Do it.
Come on.
The
So-
Jesus and Mary Chain start work on their first new album in 17 years. Thank you. No, you don't
Jesus
like
and the
that?
Mary Chain. I do like Jesus and the Mary Chain.
12th Street Beat.
I do.
.wordpress.com. There you go. It's a blog.
Wait, Brian,
So it
are
could
you
be totally fake.
Are you familiar with Jesus and the Mary Chain?
Really a name only.
Well,
Yeah, me
they're
too, so wrong.
they are an old school '80s band,
80s punk,
alternative.
definitely.
Who
Is it that
back in
English whiny voice?
Kinda, yeah. There you go. So you do know
Then
the
that's
band.
why I avoided
You know it. All right. So continue on there, JB, with this breaking news badly.
But I'm sure the record's great. The record's coming
it's
out.
going to be awesome. They went from whiny to shiny.
Wow.
So there we go with that.
Their hair's not
There
black
is that.
anymore. It's like
I love
light
rock and
brown.
roll. There you go.
Hair.
Is that rock and roll we're listening to in the background there? Sounds
Little Jesus and Mary Chain. They're not starting very quickly.
wow.
No,
Is that
That's
them?
their new record?
A vegan version of a turducken.
Okay. No, this is not Jesus and the Mary
So
Chain.
let's get started.
This is Jesus.
They made the
Is
cake
Mary?
and the pie.
Stuffed inside
Where's the
a turkey.
chain?
So
Stuffed
fucking-
inside a turkey, which is probably the grossest
Awesome.
I've ever heard of.
I
Usually eaten by simple
I think you
consent.
should just keep doing
Now, I
the
took
whole background shit because
lovely
you've never been a
bread,
part of the breaking news badly because it's bad.
and
It's bad. JB will
soy sauce,
make it worse as he goes along. It's great.
So this is the
It's a
music
train
news
wreck.
or the world news?
No, just the whole breaking news badly.
It's
Just
really
I'll give you
bad.
another one here. First, they jailed the bankers. Now every Icelander to get paid in bank sale. So this is from redicecreations.com, and this is an article. At first, Iceland jailed its crooked bankers for their direct involvement in the financial crisis of 2008. Now every Icelander will receive a payout for the sale of one of its three
Good
largest
for them.
banks.
A payout.
Iceland Banky.
Good for
Iceland
them.
Bankele.
Is that the end of your second story?
That's That's like the third one.
They need to buy. They need to buy something to keep them warm.
Wow, even in the
I
same
like that.
goddamn tone, bro. That's like
If,
wow.
Joey, is
That
that
is awesome.
That signifies the end.
Indeed. What's this weird audio you're playing right now, JB? This is your cue for your next lame story. Here we
it's
go.
just a video. If Chewbacca was played by Peter Griffin. There you go.
Okay. You know what I love most about you, JB?
What?
Your stories.
Oh yeah.
12 things you should never say to teachers. You go. Any guess?
Are you not going to go through all 12, are you?
We'll go through the top.
That's a
What do you
mighty
wanna
long
go
time.
the
The
top-
worst thing you can
top
say to
three?
your teacher, this is what I would think would be number one.
Okay. Teacher, I don't want to.
Did the condom break?
Okay.
Okay. Well,
I jumped up on my desk in science class when I was 13,
Yeah.
and the lady, Mrs. Jefferson, was her name, and she was big and fat. And to be honest with you, she did.
I
look
know you
like-
ain't moving on up
she
to that
did
desk.
Look like Jabba the fucking Hutt.
Oh,
And-
wow.
And she was just like always picking on me. It seemed like always picking on me. So one day I stood in front of like the beaker and all that shit, and I was screaming for like 2 minutes.
Screaming,
Fuck you,
huh?
Jabba. Fuck you, Jabba the
What?
Hutt. And the whole class, was encouraging. And so,
Wow.
yeah, she hit my button. I got an in-school suspension.
Wow.
I bet you did.
So
Fuck
you know
you,
what, though?
Jabba,
Respect
to your
your
teacher.
teachers,
No, you
though,
never
because
said
you know
Wow.
what? Look at it this way: it is all about having a good teacher, and whatever you do. And in school, if you don't have a good teacher, then humor them. Let them get through the year, so you can get through to
Let's
a good
segue.
teacher
So and
to
yeah,
something
back
else.
and
Let's segue. So you're a guitar teacher.
Yeah. What if I said "fuck you,
Music
Jabba" with your fucking stupid bass guitar,
We also got to
fucker?
be a good
Why are you
student.
so
God.
loud? Jerry, why are you so loud?
Well, I'm sorry.
You should never
Daddy's
say to
good.
your
That's
teacher,
just natural.
Yeah,
I
it is.
cheated
Ain't no
on my
microphone
test.
gonna fix that.
I would never tell my teacher I cheated on my test.
Okay.
No,
Just
treat your
I cheated
teachers
on
with
my
respect.
brother.
Teachers have a hard gig.
And my sister.
They have a hard gig, and there's good
this
teachers.
is kind of mean. We've all been to elementary school, so aren't we all kind of experts on it? That's a
Yeah.
pretty mean thing to say to an elementary
Well,
school
why
teacher.
don't you try and do a fourth grader's
Right.
math homework?
Right.
or
We should try.
history homework.
There you
Are you
go.
bringing up old shit again, Brian? Just kidding.
When I retire,
I don't even know what that means.
I still want to do something, so I think I might take up teaching. Have you ever thought about making your class more fun? So just a top few examples there of what not to say to a teacher in case you ever meet a teacher.
Fuck you,
in your
Jabba
life.
is one.
Yeah, and I loved it. The hell is that?
Why are you crying?
Wow.
We jamming? What are we jamming with?
Yeah,
Look at that.
JB, what is that?
The funniest thing today I've seen.
So loud, dude. Oh my god. Funky town.
Funniest things I've seen today by Demick on Facebook. He mashed up all these sounds.
I'm going to pee.
It's great.
I'm going to pee, everybody.
So there you go. All right, with all the audio we have, and I forgot we have a great guitarist actually in studio. Give us a little interlude, I guess, from the news if you'd like. So anything you choose.
What are we going into?
We're going to go into Sinead O'Connor threatens suicide in dire Facebook post.
Oh.
Nothing compares.
I hope Sinead gets it together.
Is it not?
That's fantastic.
Amazing.
That was an interlude.
It was an interlude. We're all on. This is the experimental part of this session, I guess. Okay. Nope, nobody's coming through. Nope. Guys, say something, please.
Oh, this is on?
No, definitely.
I had
Hey,
no idea
Brian.
that we were still on air.
I know, Brian. I was too. You know what? I was closing my eyes and I was listening to you playing guitar, and it just like it's timeless. It's. I think back of all like some different really cool shows that we have had in Orlando. I remember being at Lollapalooza or like some festivals and.
Remember when those things wouldn't come to Florida?
Yeah.
You know, now they do, and it's getting better and better.
How about
Yes.
definitely things had like a break, and I believe it, and just feeling
that's a
it
good
within
point.
my own self with the salon and different avenues
Yeah.
that are going on in the arts.
There's a
around
lot of good
Orlando.
opportunity. And that's good.
There's a real beautiful art and music scene.
It's like we're all joined together, and I
And-
love it. I feel like it's a whole. People are
And
coming
that's
back
Orlando.
again.
And
People
there
are
you
coming
go.
back
That's
again,
Orlando.
and
Let's talk about the RollingStone.com. RollingStone.com. Sinead O'Connor threatens suicide in dire Facebook post November 29th, 2015. So
I got something to ask.
What do you
Brian
think about
before-
that?
I got something to ask Brian.
Oh, you got
before
a
that.
question? Oh, before that.
Brian,
After that. Okay.
Brian, before we get into that, I want to know about the Orlando Weekly and some writer. Wasn't there some beef? I saw something
why
going
are
back
you
and
always
forth.
rabble-rousing?
Are you guys sorted out? Like,
well,
I would
that's-
definitely
you know,
say,
that's-
like, I was posting for you.
That's
I thought that was
definitely
crazy.
something I'd rather not talk about, but it's a good example of how social media blows
goes
things
crazy,
out of
right?
proportion, and ultimately. That's something I'd rather not talk about.
Okay.
She's
All
an
right.
she's an
They're
amazing
good for you.
person.
I
She's,
didn't know how that
Hey,
sorted
let
out.
me answer the
She's
question.
an amazing person and an asset to the community, and I really have no problem. In fact, nothing but respect. It was
Right.
just something that was stupid that kind of got out of hand, and
Yep.
every now and again you
We
gotta
know
say
about that.
sorry, and I say
Yeah.
sorry for
Oh,
my
it
role
happens,
in it,
right.
and it was
All right.
whatever it was. It's not worth talking about.
All
and
right,
going
so
into.
on
It's
I got a
all
question for you.
good.
So,
Fantastic.
how old were you when your parents found out you were gay?
Okay.
Nah, just
Wow.
just come on.
That's
Well,
really.
No, no,
you
just
asked
trying
some
to like
tough questions
when
there, Jerry.
I'm
one
a
say no,
child.
no.
You asked some tough questions.
What I really meant to ask him
Ask
is,
my wife.
Okay.
yeah, how old were you when you learned how to rollerblade? Almost the same
Wow.
question, but only.
Did you drink Capri Suns as a kid?
And I know,
dude?
I know Brian doesn't rollerblade.
Have
by
you
the
ever
way.
drank a Capri Sun?
I'm not
That's a
good at
better
balance.
question. That's a better. Have you ever
roller
had a
skating,
Capri Sun?
wakeboarding,
Friendship?
water skiing?
You've had a Capri Sun then.
Just
all
go with
those
the friendship.
things aren't really good for me. Rollerblading, roller skates.
Oh, just rolling in general. Rolling on. What? So I got a great question for Brian. You ready for this one? This is totally off the cuff. So Brian, I've been to your house many times, and
You're a good friend.
Yes, we
makes
are.
sense.
We definitely have great friendship together. Every time that I come to your home,
Remember when I called you out and I was like, "You're a dick."
I do.
I looked in
And
your
look at
medicine
Will's.
cabinet.
That was just earlier.
That was when we first met,
moments ago.
and I'm glad you did that because it's the people that don't call you out and shit that don't really matter in your life.
Well, sometimes you got to suffer your friends. That's a real important thing to do.
You do.
It's true.
You know, you get the benefits and you get the fucking the shits.
This is the best version of Breaking News Badly we've ever had with live guitar.
What's your next story?
This is great.
What's
No, I'm dead serious.
Hey, can you play
What's your
guitar
question?
to the news?
Guitar, the news?
Play guitar.
He's been
to the
doing
news.
that.
been doing that.
doing
Let's
that.
just
Have
say-
you not been listening, Delicious?
Hey, no, I know we got to have lyrics to it.
Keep it
So
in
I
there.
heard
You should start listening.
the climate change debate.
Well, it's December 2nd, and it's fucking 80 degrees.
That's not September-
I think there's a
December
climate
1st.
change going on.
It's
What do you guys
December
think?
1st.
This climate has changed.
All the climates have changed. Whether it be
It's getting cold in here.
weather, professional, or personal, they're all changing. Everything is changing. That's why I voted for Obama.
What are you doing over there?
I'm voting for Obi-Wan for
Yeah,
2016. He is our only hope.
He is our own 2016. That's
For
right.
sure.
That's right. You
All
excited
right, all
about
right.
the Star Wars movie?
You know,
Are you? 'Cause I am, but I'm
Brian,
not going to camp out or nothing.
How about you, Brian? Are you excited about the Star Wars movie? Have you ever gotten into the Star Wars thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
You know,
Are you going to see it in the theater?
Born in '73, man.
Are you looking forward to this next movie?
Yeah, I'm not going to be waiting in line or camping out or
Yeah.
anything like that, but I'm definitely looking forward.
Are you going
to
to see it in the theater, you think?
I'd like to.
You'd like
You know,
to.
it is a
Wait,
very
let me ask you
cool
this,
thing.
and let me ask everybody here in the room,
Okay.
Delicious included.
Uh-huh.
I mean, since all this turmoil and all the shootings and theaters,
Hullabaloo?
when's the last time any one of you has seen a movie in the movie theater?
It's been a long time. I don't go out.
When's the last time, Brian,
I don't leave
you
the
saw a
house.
movie?
I don't leave the house.
Every now and again, Britt and I go through phases where we go see a movie.
Listen to the question. When was the last
Within
time?
6 months.
Okay, there you go.
All right. Do you remember the name of the movie?
Not a clue.
Okay, good.
Oh,
Okay.
that was.
What
I've
about
seen
you,
Not
JB?
a Clue. That's a great mystery movie. I've seen that.
JB, how about you? When's the last time you were in the movie theater?
Boy, it must have been a superhero movie. It's probably Captain Avenger with my brother like 2 or 3 summers ago. So.
Okay, Delicious. What's the last movie you saw?
I think it was that movie 2012 with John Cusack.
Wow.
And we had to leave the theater.
I don't even remember that.
My ex-husband was like, "We're not watching this. It's terrible."
So how many years ago was that? Exactly my point.
8
And this
years
is why I'm
ago.
bringing this up,
8
you
years
guys.
ago.
You often don't see John and Joan
wanna kill
Cusack
the
in a
news,
room, leading me to believe that they could possibly potentially be the same person.
Oh,
What's happened?
Brian. So my point being, I cannot remember the last movie that I saw in the movie
You
theater.
need to get out more.
Okay.
No, I don't. I actually
got
really
you.
like my house.
I got you.
And I got a great
Right.
setup.
Great house.
Right.
Thanks, Brian.
I like your house.
That's
and
what
JB,
you
you been there?
do.
Delicious will never be
That's
there.
because you're getting old. You're getting old. You're getting old. Get out of the house. Get out of the house, Reverend.
You ready? You ready for the next one?
Here we go.
You ready?
Let's
You
do
ready?
it.
Milk does not do a body good. Collective-evolution.com has an article. This new massive study says milk does not do a body good. You want to hear more about that?
Do it.
You want? Oh, Arnold likes milk. Do you like milk? Arnold? No.
Come on.
You want more milk?
Yeah.
So-
Do you like milk, Brian?
Yeah, I love milk.
You do.
Boys love milk. Boys love milk.
I like that look, Brian.
Girls still
I
love,
know. I
it's
would know.
boys that love milk.
Here's a 1990s anti-drug PSA.
I think I cut my finger. It's this one. I really do.
Statistics
Kid.
show that 40% of all
There you
those
go.
who smoke marijuana live in the city.
It's really bad audio, by the way. And then
Guess where the other 60% live?
Oh, official Office of National Drug Control Policy back in the 1990s. So anyway, I pulled that up, and I'm going to give you a couple more. Wait, I got so many more. I want to bring this topic, and I want to thank Mr. Ralph Verano for doing the fantastic show portrait of me that he did. You see?
I did see that. I was like, when I saw it, I was like,
yeah, you were like, that's exactly
Dude,
dead on. How did he do that?
It really is. It's your profile picture
Yeah,
on your Facebook.
It's glorious. Yeah,
and it really,
so-
he did that.
I want to thank him, Ralph Verano. Yeah,
Ralph Morano. He's-
Verano.
Verano. He's very.
Ralph
Is he
Morano,
is he
I know.
local?
Samantha. What?
Yeah.
Is he local?
I know
Yes,
what you're
he's
talking
local.
about,
Yes.
obviously.
All right.
Yeah,
Cool.
he does a lot of great work. But I want to bring this. I want to bring this up. It's analogartistdigitalworld.com. It is our friend Thor. Thorsprechen, right?
Thorsprechen.
You understand who I'm speaking of?
Thorsprechen.
Do
Is
it.
Is it? Do
Come
it.
on.
It's Thorsprechen.
It's
it.
Thomas Thorsprechen, right?
Thomas Thorsprechen.
Right? You know who I'm talking? He goes around and sketches.
No.
He does all these great sketches.
don't actually.
Anyway, he has this
I know.
article. Go to analogartistdigitalworld.com.
Do I
Check out
have
this
to?
article. It's Kicked Out of Sam Flax, the story of Otter and the Gun. So, really great article there. I want to encourage people to go check that out. Because there's a whole comment thread there kind of related to the Orlando art culture and scene. And then I pulled up an old ad, and let me pop this up there, I guess. It's a daddy saddle. It was a real thing back 60s and 70s or something like that. But there you go, daddy saddle. It's now every child's favorite game. So it's a real little saddle you put on your dad's back and ride him like a horse. So
Nice.
Ride a horse.
I thought that was important.
Sick
right?
They sell
I thought-
that these days, and
Let's
they call
just
it something else, and
let's-
it's not
let's
on your
hear Brian
daddy
play again.
necessarily.
Yeah, well, it could be
Or
your
maybe
daddy.
it is on
like
your
your
daddy.
sugar daddy. Another one from RollingStone.com, how LSD microdosing became the hot new business trip.
Oh.
Great new article.
Oh, now we're
Yes.
listening.
There you
No.
go.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
now we're listening. Say what?
no. Have you heard about
I
this?
saw that.
Wait,
I
we're-
love
wait,
the
we're all-
idea.
Of course, we're all
I
listening
absolutely
now.
love
Like,
it.
we've all heard it.
Right. So here's the article. Ken is one of the growing number of professionals who enjoy taking microdoses of psychedelics in his free time and occasionally at the office. I had an epic time, he says. At the end of one such day, I was making a lot of sales, talking to a lot of people finding solutions to their technical problems. A microdose is about 1/10 of the normal dose, around 10 micrograms of LSD.
Supposedly you just are happy, you have a good day.
0.2
and
0.2 to 0.5
Just a certain
grams of
amount of
mushrooms. The dose is sub-perceptual enough, says Rick Doblin, founder and executive director of Multidisciplinary Association of Psychedelic Studies. So RollingStone.com again has that study, that article.
That's a great story.
And how LSD microdosing became the new business trip.
Interesting, right?
Can we hear it? No.
You said psychedelic.
Oh, he was off.
That's a little loud. Turn him down a little bit. There we go, a little bit.
You said psychedelic. It made me think of Pink Floyd Interstellar Overdrive.
Oh, no,
dude.
but when you play, like, I could definitely, like, close my eyes. And
Turn him down just a little. Just a tiny.
Oh, my God.
Hey, is that your new board, by the way? That's not even a new board.
The other one is straight up just studio recording. So that's a studio recording. Yeah, exactly. www.cbc.ca has an article here. Costco apologizes for labeling Bible as fiction. So apparently they had put the Bible in the fiction category at the Costco. Somebody was gangbanging on that.
Of course,
but
somebody's mad.
I contend if you have faith, you don't even need to worry about that shit, right? Isn't that what faith is all about? I could be mistaken. Maybe I don't know how words work, but
faith has got a lot of restrictions.
A lot of restrictions? Lottery restrictions on faith.
Got a lot of religious restrictions.
Let's talk about it then.
Let's talk about that.
Everybody does.
I got something to talk about when you're done with this breaking news badly.
No, you got throw something in there, buddy.
Play.
Is that what you're talking about?
No. I'm going to do a little something with Brian to close this show out. But once you're done, once we're done with the whole breaking news badly, I know Brian's going to be excited about this because I can tell by looking at him right now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Nobody
knows what you're talking about.
I really
We're all flying by the seat of your pants.
Yeah. Well, we got more breaking news badly, do we not?
I have plenty more stories. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's see what you got because at the end, I'm thinking Brian's just going to go into this like bluesy cool riff.
Did you know that there are over 5 languages in this world? We don't need all these languages, people. We don't need
what we don't need is silent
British
letters.
Language,
Chili Palmer.
Canadian language, or
Brilliant
Hawaiian
concept.
language, or Alaskan language. We need just American, okay? Just American language. Nothing more, nothing less, just American. You want to know why? Because the letters are pretty. They're cute, pretty letters. Like you can't get letters.
Yeah. So Chili Palmer puts these videos together where he looks at someone who's saying something like this girl, and he just looks at her. It's brilliant. Right. Chili Palmer 69.
There's just
Chili 69 Palmer.
What a Letterman skit to ask current events or something on the streets of L.A., New York.
Sorry.
So that was actually good, I think. That girl was ridiculous. That girl was ridiculous, wasn't she? She was really.
You want to talk about ridiculous?
Yeah, we've been a comedy rock band for close to 40 years now, and all that time we've never had a hit.
Yeah, but you guys know why?
Why?
Because we never wrote a 4-chord song.
What's that? What's a 4-chord song, Benny?
Well, if you want all the greatest hits from the past 40 years, just use 4 chords. Same 4 chords for every song. It's dead simple to write a pop hit.
Just 4?
Yeah, these 4. Here. 1, 2,
You're not going to play all this,
3,
right?
4 chords.
Sorry, let me get this straight, Chicken Little. What you're trying to say is you can take those 4 chords, repeat them, and pump out every pop song ever. Is that what you're saying?
Is that what he's saying? Is that true? We've got a
musical.
musical.
It absolutely is true.
Okay,
so keep playing.
It's a brilliant example of how music is. It's like you ever see those restaurant menus that are gigantic and there's 4 things in the kitchen.
Right.
Yes,
there it is.
It's like going to Mexico, and you know whether it's a taco, a burrito, an enchilada, a chimichanga.
A chimichanga?
Chimichanga.
A chimichanga.
It's all basically
who's popping, who's cracking?
Meat and vegetables and rice wrapped
same kind of ingredient. A tortilla.
A tortilla.
There you go. Okay. You were crackling. Who's crackling? Now there's no crackle. Is he there?
I don't know. I'm not here.
Oh, you're not there. Wait.
I'm no longer here.
Wait, you're there. All right.
It's just,
you're there. Is he there? Is he there?
Maybe it's a sign.
I think he's
I
there.
should shut up. Yeah, he's there. He's over there.
Okay.
I'm here.
I'm so sorry. All right.
I'm queer. Get used to it.
Okay, I'm used to it. I'm totally.
So.
Oh, I don't have my board. I went to hit seriously.
Seriously.
So you got to say it for me. What else you got? A programmer who wrote scripts to secretly automate a lot of his job and email his wife and makes a latte. So this is businessinsider.com as an article about this guy who basically automated his job. I think that's fucking brilliant.
It's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I'm going right into the next one. Atlanta.cbslocal.com. Teens create smart condoms that glow in the dark to indicate if person has STD. You see this?
What? No.
So
that would be embarrassing. Being
that would be
at a
it?
swingers party.
Yeah, you're like, hey,
yeah.
everybody.
His condom's the wrong color.
Here comes old green dick.
I'm not sucking that dick. God,
watch out for green dick over there.
Seriously.
Seriously. Device is missing. What are you talking about?
I'm for sure not going to suck on that.
Okay.
Jill's already all over it. Oh, my God.
Okay, wait. People who...
Nothing from you, Jill? Come on. Bring it. Come on.
I'll give it a try.
Okay.
Is
she up? Are you up? All right,
so we're going to finish up with this breaking news badly.
Right. Okay. You want to go into the after show?
No,
I want to hear Brian play another. I want to hear Brian.
What do you want to do? Hold on. Let's have a consensus.
Brian play one more time.
All right. So we're going to cut away with a little.
We don't have to cut anywhere.
Electric rodeo.
Our guest is going to.
Okay. Why are you still crackling?
I'm crackling up.
He's crackling up.
That's why.
So I can't emphasize enough how excited I am that Brian's been in studio with us all this time.
And what about Delicious?
Delicious. There's no doubt that I'm not excited that you're here because the banter back and forth between us, whether it's good or bad, is still awesome and entertaining as hell. And you got great questions. The only thing that I have with you, Jill, and I'll go ahead and talk to you live on air about this, is sometimes you bring the like you did it tonight. You do it every time. You bring up you bring the drama, which is good sometimes, but sometimes it's bad. And by drama, I mean you brought up.
I go deep.
You do. You go sometimes a little too deep. We're trying to keep it, a little up.
Light.
No. But you know what? It's real.
You're bringing
Orlando.
up hot button issues.
You do.
But you know what? I
That
grew
people-
up,
you
I
make
grew up
it-
in Orlando, and we all have respect for that. And
All right.
it's never in any disrespect.
Okay.
Because we know the true
I appreciate
Orlando
that.
spirit.
You just
So
wanna-
let me
And
finish.
it's our roots. Quite honestly, it's our roots.
But let me
It's what-
finish.
Who made us who
Okay,
we are.
listen. Let me finish. I appreciate that, but sometimes these hot buttons are a little too hot, and we don't
Maybe
want to
for
make
you, Jerry.
No, for everyone involved, Jill. Sometimes we just want to, we want to keep it up, and they are. Wait,
Okay.
hear me out. Don't make me turn your mic down. I want you to hear me because this is important, Jill. Look at me too when I'm talking to you, because this is important because you are a very independent alpha female, and I appreciate that very much, and I would love you being part of this. There's no doubt, but at times we should precurse some of these questions at times because it just brings it down. Like for instance, tonight Brian didn't want to answer a question that you brought up, and and maybe which is fine. Why did you do it? Because it's important to make this successful.
Where's
it's
Dr.
all about
Phil?
It's all about the drama.
Dr. Phil's going to jump in here in a minute, and he's going to say, Jerry. Hey, Jill, what is your problem?
No, it's not.
Why are you doing that to the guests?
I think
you
that's
need to calm it
what's
down.
going to happen. All right, let's bust
and
away.
Jerry, what do you have this problem with Jill?
Let's bust away. Let's bust
we
away.
need to
for-
just
Hold
chill
on.
out.
Yeah, we do. Hold
All
on.
right.
Listen to this. We'll be right back.
WJBW.
You don't want the electronics is so predominant that people would really prefer that.
Oh my goodness! Welcome back. We have a special in-studio treat. Mr. Chodorcoff's going to serenade us a little bit. What do we want to do with the time?
I just want to hear Brian
after
end
show
it out
mode
with a sweet tune because that was amazing.
Well,
what you
let's
did
give
before.
him the mic, or let's give him the guitar, as it were. What's
let's,
important to you? You know, I mean, you've known Brian probably longer than any of us, right? Easily said.
Yeah.
You guys kind of grew up, right?
Yeah.
And so, Jerry, what the Reverend? What's your prescription? What's your
all right?
How many Hail Marys do I got to do?
Thanks for giving me the floor for that for a second, because I have known Brian for several decades, and Brian is very true to himself, and he's very true to the scene, and to basically sharing love. As long as I've known him, he there's no mystery with Brian. He's like right up in your face, and if you're not doing something right, whether he's teaching you the way he plays music or teaching his students, he's just a natural born teacher, and he's taught me a lot in my personal life.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
So if somebody wants to learn under you, Brian, what's the best way? Is there a good email address out there? What's the best way for them to connect with you about that?
Bison34 at Yahoo is my email address, and you can call me at 407-733-3033, and I'm not scared to give that number out because I've already had an insane experience.
Let's hear this story.
Oh, you want to hear this story?
Yeah, absolutely. You're a great storyteller.
I got married to my beautiful wife in
Brittany.
June.
Brittany, I'm sorry I called you Kristen because you're Brittany. Sorry, Brittany.
And so in a couple of months later, I get this phone call, and she's not with me, and it's this guy telling me this horrible story about Britt's in an accident, uses her name, found stuff online to make it real personal. And I was about to get into a rehearsal.
Yeah,
this is horrible. I'm supposed to go get money and drop it off at a fucking Walmart or something.
So it's one of these.
It's one of those scams. And they, you know what? I was the Eskimo buying ice for that moment, because what they do is go through 1,000 people to get two. Old lady will drop off $20,000 in a garbage can at Walmart, and it's to them it's worth 1,000 phone calls to get that.
Right.
And they get little bits and they get big bits, and it happens all the time, particularly to old people and kids who. They tell you they find stuff online. They found her accident report, and they made it real personal. And I was in this insane panic. They're telling me that they're gonna.
Okay, so you're
they
saying
got my
it was
wife
based off of a real accident report that they found out. She was a fender bender, but they turned it into cataclysmic kind of a thing. Is that what happened?
They told me. They called me and they said. Is this Brian Chodorcoff? I said, yeah. I said, your wife's been in a terrible accident.
Oh, my God.
She and I'm an EMT, and she's bleeding from her head, and she's going to be okay. And he sounded like an EMT for about 30 seconds, and then his tone changed, and he said, listen, motherfucker, your wife hit my son, and his bike and his leg are fucked up, and I want money because I got no fucking insurance, and I will kill your fucking wife. They went as far to act it out. I'm like
a girl screaming in the background.
Yeah, they had somebody in the at one point during this. It was long, but for 7-8 minutes of my life, I believed that my my life was in this situation. And now here's the thing: the only reason we're telling this story is because it happens. Everybody has a story that happened to somebody or somebody they know or themselves, and they're real common.
Keep going, Brian.
No, they're real common, and when I talked to the cop had all this information. The funny thing is, it happened again 2 weeks after that when the guy called, and he goes, "Is this?" And I could tell just for some reason by the voice, and he's like, your wife's been in an accident. I just hung up on him,
You should have
been
like,
token,
you know what?
For those few seconds when you believe it, it's a pretty awful place. So I'd rather, fuck up, then lose a couple bucks. That's nothing,
Wow.
But it's sad because a lot of people
Fall
throw
for
a
this.
lot of money.
Yep.
Yep, and it's a big deal. And
it's even crazier. It's the same fucking number, and I don't understand why
there's
they
a
don't
few
shut
numbers. Well, they can hijack numbers. I looked into it. I was going to do something on the news and then realized it's kind of. I don't want these guys already know where I live.
Well, just getting it out there now.
Right.
But it is getting it out there so people don't fall for it.
Jobs and they switch numbers around.
It's awful. They steal people's numbers, and it's just like anything. It's cyber crimes, And then basically, look at it this way: it's like same thing as a timeshare sales office where there's 4 rows of 10 people each, and a guy walking around pointing to the rebuttals and the shit like that. But this is for
It's a phone
scandals.
room, for sure.
And so it's a modern,
Right.
it's a cyber gang for sure. My thought is like these guys with mohawks and tattoos sitting around, on a computer hustling people. The good old days, they just stuck a knife in your face or something, I guess.
So, Brian, I like how you turn this whole thing around about me giving you praise about how awesome you are, and then you start talking about the story, which is bringing, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we've been friends
Nobody-
a long
no.
time, Jerry.
No, dude.
And everybody in this room have known you guys for years. Just sometimes you don't know.
Just glad. We're glad you're here.
Yeah,
tonight,
like
man.
the story back where, it was and the coolest thing in the world was the Orlando scene back in the day. It was great, great for music.
No,
but I'm
it's
just
even
saying,
better today.
It's amazing.
when you reminisce
how
and
he
you were
grew.
there and you're like, wow, look where we
all
are now.
beautiful.
There's a lot of great stuff out there now. Wooly Bushman, I like them. We played Last Electric Rodeo. We have Pilot Wave. There's a Bear Toe out of DeLand. There's there's a lot of great stuff out there. And
Always has been.
Orlando's
Kaylee,
got
the
it.
Lutz,
Always has been.
A ton of bands out there that are absolutely amazing. Orlando is a brilliant music scene that is to a degree a secret, and to a degree part of me is real happy about that.
Right.
It's so great, Brian, and thank you so much. That it's nice to know that people from the back in the day that has that soul from Orlando is still here with us today and seeing the change. And
Wow, it's a
we
great
really
place to
appreciate you
be.
so much, and we're looking forward to the Jimi Hendrix.
Yep, December 18th, Will's
tribute.
Pub.
Definitely.
Bring food, canned food.
It's gonna be awesome.
Absolutely. And once again, that's going to be benefiting Brian.
The Fern Creek Elementary School Food Pantry Program. Don't worry, we're working on something. We have something called 1 in 4 Strike
Right.
Against Hunger because my wife did it on a Campbell's soup can, like Warhol,
Like
kind of,
Warhol?
and it says 1 in
Right.
4 because that's the ratio of kids that are missing meals completely when they're not at school.
Wow.
The school will give them breakfast and lunch, and
Right.
and 1
That's
out of
huge.
4 doesn't get dinner. So 1 in 4 strike against hunger.
Wow.
is
Man.
the idea, and just
That's
about
awesome.
anything that I do these days. My real dream is that it picks up into other bars. The initial idea being, you bring me a can of food for these kids, I'll give you a beer.
Right, right.
And to a lot of bar owners, that's nothing. That ain't
Right.
shit.
And
you
Definitely
know?
not.
Absolutely. You
But
got to
that-
give back.
That can of corn might save some kid's life for
Right.
real.
If you can't
Yeah,
help
or
a
give them
kid-
the
if you
nutrition
can't help
they
a
need,
kid, then-
to
And
grow up
It's horrible.
the right way.
It's right down the street. It's in our neighborhood.
It is.
so-
It's in our
glorious.
face.
Well, I'd love to see that
Let's help our
explode.
neighborhood. It's our hood.
Yeah, I'd love
Exactly.
to see it explode, and I think it should. And let's give a big round of applause for Brian. I appreciate you
Thank
coming
you,
in
Brian.
here. I think
So
we'll play a
awesome.
couple of
Thanks for
tracks.
having
You rock, brother. You
Yeah,
have
man.
so much. You have so much to offer the community. You've already done so much great work. And again, man, we appreciate you coming in here and
Best is always
you
good.
laid it down. You and I appreciate the live guitar. Anytime you want to create a track, let's
Let's
we
just
can
let
do
him
that.
play.
Yeah.
I would love to.
What do you want to do? Do you want to play us out of here, or what do you want to do?
No, I'm good.
No, he's
for
all
now.
right.
Play something out. Actually.
Okay. Well, I got a couple things here from Mr. Polka Dot Logic, a.k.a. Anthony Cole. And,
wait, I do have one thing I'd love to push.
All right.
Myself, Thomas Wynn, and Anthony
Yeah.
Cole have a project called ATB.
Okay, no, I haven't heard of this.
We're
ATB.
playing, just really, it's three old friends that get together and play gigs when it's possible to. But some of the material we're playing is stuff that I've written and recorded with Anthony in the past.
Okay.
And if you go to Brian Chodorcoff at Reverb Nation or SoundCloud, you can hear some of the stuff that we're doing. Really, that band, we got no goals other than having fun with each other and playing some music, making a couple bucks.
Definitely making a difference. Orlando legend.
So let me say something.
Brian, thank you so much for being here.
ATB, I saw, had the opportunity to see them at Spaceport, and it was amazing. And dude, great show. It's been awesome. Thank you so much for being here, Brian.
Thank you guys for having me. This is an amazing environment.
We appreciate you, brother. Thank you for coming in. I really
What are you
do.
closing out with
We want to
there?
do as much in studio. We got a couple tracks. I'm going to play a little Evan Teller Jones right after Polka Dot Logic, a.k.a. Peak Level Indicator,
Word.
a.k.a. Anthony Cole, kind of side project here. So, but this is a rendition of Understand that's a little bit grittier. So enjoy this. We'll come back with a little after hours if we're going to do that or not. I don't know. But see you on the flip flop. Thanks for listening to us. WJBWnetworks.com is the primary site. And we'll be after showing it here. Hold on. See ya.
Yes, indeed. Lord, have mercy on our feet. All right. We're getting much stronger. Say we stick together. We'll get much further. And closer to where we wanna be. Closest to our dreams now. To where we wanna be. Yeah. Closest to our dreams. Now when I need someone to come and pick me up, you'll be there to give me that good love. We'll get much stronger. Say we stick together. We'll get much further. And closer to where we wanna be. Closest to our dreams now. To where we wanna be. Yeah, yeah. Closest to our dreams. We're getting much stronger. Say we stick together. We'll get much further.
Orlando, Florida. The first quasi-radio web show.
Wow. Yeah.
All right. So this is a little after hours with the JB Webb Show. This is me, Jerry, the Reverend. I'm here with JB Webb, and Brian Chodorcoff is still here in the studio with us. Yeah,
It's hard to leave, man.
Pretty big deal. Brian, I can't thank you enough for coming out here tonight. It's a pretty big deal. There's a lot we didn't cover in the first segment, and mainly the influence that you've had in this town has been incredible. It's the countless bands that you've been in since you've been here. I mean, you have absolutely made your mark in Orlando.
I'm really lucky, also, man. There's a lot of great people and all sorts of music and places that have had me on their recordings or their stage.
What's the name of the recent stuff you said?
ATB.
ATB.
Which means Anthony Cole, Thomas Wynn.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm going to look some of that up. Hold on.
Anthony Thomas Brian.
There's
is
some
what the
videos
ATB
on
means.
my Facebook page or something, like if you go
Brilliant.
scrolling down long enough. But we're not pushing that as anything. We're just having fun with that.
Exactly.
That's just some friends doing what friends do.
But in the same sense,
For friends.
You
at a place owned by friends.
Exclusively while watching Friends on syndicated television.
But by you guys doing that, you are providing this opportunity for people like myself and everyone involved in the Orlando scene to see you. I mean, I remember seeing you at Space Bar a couple months ago and telling you that I've seen thousands of concerts in my lifetime, but that show in particular at Space Bar was in my top 10 because just the way that you guys melded together, I had never seen that live. Wait, let me finish, Brian.
Oh my God! Now he's stopping you.
No, but it was a pretty big. I mean, in my top 10 concerts, come on!
that's
I
great.
said, thousands of concerts that I've seen. And do you remember me telling you that night?
I do.
Okay, because I mean, that was a big deal. Just the way you guys. I mean, it was like the three of you were married. You were all one. So there we go.
It
was amazing, Brian. Amazing.
Thank you, Jerry. It's really three friends who are really just. It's an opportunity to play. And jokes aside, that's exactly what it is. Friends that play with friends, for friends, at friends' places. So
right.
I do appreciate that. There's so many things. Those guys are so brilliant, and really everybody that a long time ago. I really got into teaching so that I didn't have to do certain gigs to pay the bills because I certainly didn't want to go get another job. And, so there's so many bands that I get to play with and so many different things. And it's really an honor to be a part of so many different things and brilliant people. But I guess the point of my story is that I get to sort of say yes and no to things. I don't rely on some of it for for its crazy income. I rely on it for the soul, the camaraderie, the way that it is, the music. That's really what it's about. So, fortunately, some of it does pay well, and the stuff that doesn't is equally as beautiful.
And you're still the whole time doing what you love, and you express it through not only your students that you're teaching, but your friends and your fans that are listening to you. I mean, it's a heavy connection that it goes deep, and what you do is, I mean, it's amazing, Brian. And I can't thank you enough.
Definitely making me blush tonight. I feel like really, really blessed and overwhelmed with the kindness, and I appreciate it. I really am kind of humble and feel very lucky to be here, honored to be here.
Me as well, Brian. I got to tell you. I mean, I feel just by being in the same room with you, blessed, and in every aspect of my life, whether it be through being, with Dana, my beautiful wife, and knowing you and Brittany and like Terry, man,
Our
the list,
friendship, for
like,
sure, man.
dude. I mean, it's like it goes on and
Kevin
on.
Bacon, how you're connected to him through 6 degrees.
It's only like 2
Making
degrees.
me feel like Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, you are. Doesn't
Dude.
he play in a band with his brother?
He does.
Kevin Bacon Band or the whatever
Yeah.
Bacon Band.
They're called the Bacon Band.
I like the bacon. They're delicious.
Brothers.
They are delicious. If you
One of them's a
fry
turkey,
that
though.
shit up.
Turkey bacon. It's not as good. Yeah, man. I'll tell you what. Like I said, with all of those memories, seeing the young guy, what's his name, Machado,
Marcus Machado.
Marcus Machado, seeing him at Will's Lock Haven pub, you were there. Ann Ryman Connection house party, you were there. Kind of a thing, It's like I don't have that deep, long connection. But again, that's a testament to what Orlando is. It's like this guy was, there kind of peripherally, and even though I've never had the long, extended time with you, I already knew that you're a fantastic guy. And
Absolutely.
the heart of you is what's important that we transmit out there, that the heart of you is pure and your motives are pure. So that's why I'm like, man, let's do it and venerate it. And that's why we can't talk enough about December 18th, Will's Pub.
Absolutely.
Bring your cans and your cans. And you cans if you can.
For reals.
And go there December 18th. How much tickets on sale? Is there
I believe it's
door
12
discount
at the door.
Oh,
Might
that's
be
pretty
10.
righteous.
Truthfully,
righteous
come
price.
up and
There you
give
go.
whatever you got. Come in.
Yep.
I'm
Do
sure
your
it'll
thing.
sell out. Are
Do your
tickets
thing.
being sold at Park Avenue CDs?
I really don't know. I imagine so.
You're putting them on
because
the spot,
Will's-
Jerry.
Will's
Well,
does a lot of
spotlight.
that. If not, it's going to start early and go late. So
I can only imagine that show will sell out for sure.
I would hope so.
Well, we hope so.
because,
Yeah.
the cause and the lineup
Absolutely.
is nuts.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. The lineup it's always nuts, and everybody it brings their A game to this Christmas party, and it's a blast to again that's the cans of food and the
Yeah.
getting the friends in the same place are the
Yeah.
secret reasons to honor
Yeah.
Jimmy. But Jimmy, this should be
Have
said
you
that the reason this event exists is because the brilliance and the influence, giving a lot of us an opportunity to explore sound and our instrument to make a living with our instrument, and that comes directly from a cat like that. We do tribute sometime, and they're a little bit lighthearted, and then sometimes we do them, and they're pretty deep, and this is one of those. And not that the lighthearted isn't, I play those all the time, but this is something
Indeed you
where
do.
it's a little heavy.
And
So
it's an awesome cause, and you've
cheers
been
to
doing
Jimi
this
Hendrix.
Hell yeah. And we'll wrap all of this up. I have a remix of Purple Haze done by a buddy of mine, DJ Uniform. So we'll do that at the end.
Perfect.
But I think what's cool, again, is that you keep going. Now, I didn't know about the Bob Dylan thing. Tell us a little about that.
that's,
Is that
that-
something that kind of started recently?
Wait,
isn't Bob Dylan still alive?
Oh,
Am
yeah.
I an idiot?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
just his influence.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Also,
That's fantastic.
The Beatles. You asked Jimi Hendrix and the Beatles who their favorite
Right.
musician is. It's Dylan. And
Yeah.
a long time ago, I got pretty into Dylan. But more importantly, that came about as the guys Ron and Josh, good friends who own the Smiling Bison. I drunkenly one night said, "Man, what do you want in here? What if you could have a band up there and without
the best
us."
food and the best vibe there.
Yeah, they do.
That unsolicited plug number 3.
Yeah, and they they hang Brit's art in there. It's all again for sale and stuff. And they and so Josh said, let's do Dylan. And I got some friends to play Dylan, and it was so good that we did it a second time. And now he already
I love it.
said, let's do it again. And it is because of his influence. And
Let's do that again,
you
Papa.
know,
Hell
It
yeah.
is how I feel really lucky to be part of. I'm gonna wait, man. How tributes like to
Right.
Dylan and Hendrix, because they
Right.
really do a lot for us.
Yeah, well, I think, even to venerate somebody like that and say these are major influences, these are people that are important, that's up to us to do now, because everybody has their own voice, and it gets watered down of how, oh, look at my selfie, and here I am in front of the Disney Swan with a cucumber popsicle. I don't even know. I hope it is the
I'll quote
cucumber.
Big Jeff
Hope it's not
Special.
that green STD guy from the news. But anyway, point being,
that's JB getting carried away.
I'm trying to wrap it into a nice little.
You know, I'll quote Big Jeff Special.
Hey, look, I got
when
my
say,
own fail button.
Wait.
Oh, sorry. I will quote Big Jeff Special when I say I just want to be making music with my friends.
There you go.
Unquote.
And you know what?
Yes. Oh, yes.
That you have been doing for sure.
That's
Brian.
where it's at.
And we can't thank you enough, Brian. This has been a great episode, and thanks again for being, not only a part of the scene, but actually enhancing the scene by being involved with not only the bands that are on top of the the broth, but the bands on the bottom too. I mean, you don't discriminate. You are really
he's out for the music.
Give me
He's
a
out for
call.
the music authentically. Yeah,
exactly.
So we appreciate you again coming in studio. We're speaking with the one and only. He hung with us through the whole damn thing. It's awesome. Very respectable. Gosh darn
Hey,
it.
let's talk about where we're going next, which is Little Indies. Which
let's
is
talk
another
about our
fun
star. We
service.
haven't spoken about Little Indies. Now you guys are going right out there.
Yeah, we're gonna
what's
go
going
right-
on out there?
right here
Tell us
from
what's
there.
going on tonight at Little Indies.
I forget his last name, but Zorn is a new friend. He's really talented. He opened up for Kaylee the other night with an acoustic guitar, and he's a great dude. Got to know him a little bit this past weekend. So, we're gonna go up and watch him play.
Awesome. And next door at Will's Pub is
I
DJ
think they're
BMF.
closed tonight, actually.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
They
they're
are closed
doing
tonight.
some
That's
renovations
right.
there,
Oh,
buddy.
it's closed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just breaking news badly.
All right.
The Reverend.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, fellas.
All right, rock the house. We appreciate you hanging out with us. WJBWnetworks.com is our primary site. Follow us there. Follow us here. Follow us everywhere we are, because we are everywhere. And we thank you for your support and listening. If you'd like to donate your original music, we can take it. Original music submission at WJBWnetworks.com. That's an email address. You can send us an MP3 or us to a safe download site. We'll play your stuff. We'll put it into steady rotation on the Circadian Cast, our two current productions ongoing. Anyway, once again, we thank you so much. We'll see you the next time. WJBW Orlando, the very first quasi-radio web show.